Is it ready? Let's wait for 7:30 officially. All right, being 7:30, I will call to order the village board meeting for Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. We will move to the second agenda item, the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda item number 3, we will start with the ceremonial swearing in of Director Tyler Menzel for Parks and Recreation.
You got the right one. If you can raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Tyler Menzel,
having been appointed to the position of
having been appointed to the position of
Parks and Recreation Director
Parks and Recreation Director
for the Village of Jackson,
for the Village of Jackson,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
will discharge the duties of said office to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
All right, we will move to the ceremonial swearing in for Director Jack Strahler, Department of Public Works.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Jack Strahler,
having been appointed to the position of
have been appointed to the position of
Public Works Director
Public Works Director
for the Village of Jackson,
for the Village of Jackson,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Okay.
All right, agenda item number 4, public hearings. 4A is ordinance 25-03 to rezone all of parcel V3_008700K and a portion of parcel V3_007900Y in the Village of Jackson, and to amend the zoning map of the Village of Jackson pursuant to section 48.34 of the municipal code. The public hearing is now open. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one wishing to speak, I will close the public hearing. We'll move to item 4B, conditional use and site plan review, and 171 W21860 Camus Court, designed to construct. The public hearing is now open. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Move to agenda item 5. Are there any village citizens signed in to speak this evening on an agenda item? All right, thank you. We will move to agenda item 6, consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as listed.
Second.
I would ask that we do items F and G separately and read the resolutions.
I agree with that.
Fine.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We go to 6F, Resolution 25-13, resolution in recognition of the graduation of Ryan Voskill from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Academy Session 293. Did you want to read the
Oh.
resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-13.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
In recognition of Chief Oskill's accomplishments and at the will of the board, I'd like to read the resolution aloud. I need to get to the resolution. Okay. The Village Board of the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin, does resolve as follows. Whereas the FBI National Academy was established in 1935 at the FBI Training Academy in Quantico, Virginia, and has since become one of the premier law enforcement training programs in the world, designed to provide advanced leadership training to police officers and other law enforcement professionals. And whereas the FBI National Academy has graduated a total of 55,941 law enforcement officers from around the world, that was as of last month. I don't believe they have an expedited graduating class, okay? Who have gone on to serve as leaders in their respective agencies and communities. And whereas Police Chief Ryan Voskill of the Village of Jackson Police Department has demonstrated exceptional leadership and dedication to his profession, exemplifying the highest standards of law enforcement practice and commitment to public service. And whereas Chief Voskill was selected to attend the prestigious FBI National Academy, Session 293, where he completed an intensive program of advanced leadership, management, and specialized law enforcement training. And whereas Chief Voskill's participation in the FBI National Academy is a testament to his professionalism, his dedication to continuous improvement, and his commitment to enhancing the safety and security of the Village of Jackson. And whereas the Village of Jackson is proud to have Police Chief Ryan Voskill as a part of our law enforcement leadership, and the village acknowledges the tremendous value this training will bring to the police department, as well as the ongoing benefit to the community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of the Village of Jackson, Wisconsin hereby extends its heartfelt congratulations and recognition to Police Chief Ryan Voskill for his graduation from the FBI National Academy Session 293. And be it further resolved that the Village Board, through vote tonight, commends Police Chief Ryan Voskill for his continued service, leadership, and commitment to the law enforcement profession and the residents of the Village of Jackson. Detective Gerke, if you wouldn't mind addressing from the microphone.
First of all, we couldn't have said it any better than what the village administrator, Jen Heike, said. Is it working now? Okay. We could not have said it any better than what Jen just did. Chief, we got the pleasure of seeing you prepare for this academy, and we know that it was not an easy feat. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but we do have a couple of gifts that we would like to present to you for your accomplishment. This is a FBI National Academy Edition Beretta.
No way.
And then I'll let Sergeant Yeager explain.
And this is a flag that was flown over the United States Capitol. We reached out to Scott Fitzgerald, the congressman, and he had it flown for us. And so on behalf of the police union here, I want to present that with you.
Well, you guys are lucky to have him as the police chief. We're even more grateful to call him a friend and a leader. We could not ask for a better chief or a better person that leads us every day.
Thank you very much. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you very much. It was an honor to represent the village. It certainly wouldn't have been possible without the support of the village and everybody you see here, particularly Lieutenant Mike Fager. So, thank you. Thank you very much.
Agenda item 6G, Resolution 25-14, resolution in recognition of Jackie Shu attaining the designation of Wisconsin Certified Municipal Clerk from the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of Resolution 25-14.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'd be happy to read the resolution aloud for you all. Again, this is in recognition of Jackie, our village clerk. The village board, through vote just now of the Village of Jackson, Washington County, Wisconsin, does resolve as follows. Whereas Jackie Shu has demonstrated exceptional dedication to her role as a municipal clerk, consistently exhibiting professionalism, integrity, and a strong commitment to public service in the Village of Jackson. And whereas in recognition of her knowledge, skills, and tenure, Jackie Shu has successfully attained the prestigious designation of Wisconsin Certified Municipal Clerk from the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association in 2025. And whereas the Certified Municipal Clerk designation is a significant accomplishment earned through extensive education, training, and practical experience, and reflects Jackie Shu's commitment to upholding the highest standards of excellence in the profession of municipal clerk. And whereas by achieving this esteemed designation, Jackie Shu has not only enhanced her professional abilities, but also contributed to the continued success and effectiveness of the Village of Jackson, positively impacting the community she serves. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village of Jackson formally recognizes and congratulates Jackie Shu for her exceptional achievement in attaining the Certified Municipal Clerk designation from the Wisconsin Municipal Clerks Association. And be it further resolved by our village board tonight that the Village of Jackson commends Jackie Shu for her dedication to public service, professionalism, and continued contributions to the success of the village, and extends best wishes for her continued success and future accomplishments. And Jackie will be receiving an award at the annual conference, which will probably be a pretty snazzy plaque that we look forward to seeing on our wall. So, thank you, Jackie.
All right. Agenda item number 7A, change order number 1, wastewater treatment plant tertiary filters and disinfection project, J.H. Hassinger, for a decrease in the amount of $88,166.05. This came from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 1, wastewater treatment tertiary filters and disinfectant project for J.A. Hassinger for a decrease in the amount of $88,166.05.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Tim. All right, agenda item 7B, pay request number 13, wastewater treatment plant tertiary filters and disinfection project, J.H. Hassinger, in the amount of $256,975. This came from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of pay request number 13 for J.A. Hassinger in the amount of $256,975.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 7C, reimbursement request number 10 for the 2024 wastewater treatment plant project Clean Water Fund loan in the amount of $265,205.45. Came from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the reimbursement request number 10 for the wastewater treatment plant for the Clean Water Fund loan in the amount of $265,205.45.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 7D, review of proposals for trash and recycling collection. So, the board did approve, the committee did recommend for approval the Green for Life starting January 26th, as presented with recommendations from Brian Kober. Anything addition to add to that? Yes.
I would just add to our board for consideration of this, two proposals we received. The proposal received and effectively in response to the request for proposals is structured exactly as our current contract is written. And so the proposal tonight, while it's not a contract in and of itself, we would just rely upon finalization via signature of the terms you see enumerated here tonight. In terms of meaningful comparison, we do have GFL as our provider at this time. I have found there to be quality service per our team that works directly with them. Continued terms that we found to the village to be important, or that free carts are to be provided to us, and we can then disperse them as needed to our residents. We are more confident in that turnaround time frame versus an alternative where the provider would be making that delivery to a home. Also recognize our current contract allows for up to a 5% increase year over year. While the next contract doesn't have that ceiling, it actually has prescribed costs for years 1 through 5. None of those annual costs exceed, I don't believe it even exceeds 3% from year to year. So from a comparability standpoint, even to our existing vendor and the vendor then proposing forward, we do believe that it's a competitive number and it's a quality service.
Make a motion to approve the contract with CFL.
GFL. Yes.
I'll second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 7E, review of quotes, wastewater treatment facility generator. This came from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve what was requested by Public Works, the proposal for Circle Electric in the amount of $251,437.
I'll make a motion to approve the wastewater facility treatment generator with the quote for Circle Electric for $251,437.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Move to agenda item 7F, change order number 5, Jackson Community Center Expansion Project, Moore Construction, for an increase in the amount of $65,297. And this came from the Budget and Finance Committee with a recommendation to approve. Is there any further discussion or items to talk about that? Just the motion to approve.
It's not a question. It says in the first little paragraph that it includes the credit for unneeded protective film. where is that not needed at, do we know?
Yeah, so some of the windows that we were looking, we had planned for extra protective film throughout the new, so both in the Boys and Girls Club and in the early childhood side, there was extra where we determined that it was unnecessary. And so we took advantage of the credit and were able to get some of that money credited back to us.
I did a tour when we had was it 2 Fridays ago, or, I talked with the administrator, who went through and did some, looked at some stuff. Maybe I can meet with you off the record to show me what, my thing was, we spent all this money in this building, I want that thing hardened up. If we got kids in there and everything else, if all those windows should have something on it outside where your rooms are and everything else, that's not you, I know you came in during the thing, but all the money we spent on it, if it costs a little bit more money to get everything done like that, I prefer that it is done. If we're spending all this money on this building, you do it once, do it right.
Yep, so the
Whole life
exterior,
has been that, and I hate for something to happen and us not think about something.
absolutely. So the exterior windows are still going to have the film on them. They're going to have the tamper resistant. So they may not be bulletproof, but they'll be tamper resistant on the outside. So the exterior windows, that film, we're still waiting on that specific film.
I don't know if this is a place to bring this up, but can we get some quotes sent on getting that bulletproofed on the outside? I mean, and I'm surprised that wasn't done with this whole thing to begin with. I mean, that's why we did all these upgrades to that building was when we did this, we spent this money, was discussed a lot about having that building safe. And that's, to me, that's part of it. With all, nowadays, I'm surprised, not to knock this, what's going on, but anything, active shooter related, I want that building, hardened.
I think it might be beneficial to have a site visit together, understanding perimeter security as well, not just the building glass exterior, but there's additional enclosures around some of the wings. So if we can get out there together and maybe make more specific reviews, I'd recommend it if you'd be open to that, Tyler.
Absolutely, yeah, let's get something scheduled on the books, and
Okay.
I can even get our contractor involved too, so he can better talk through everything in addition to that.
Yeah, no, I'm not dumping it on you. I know you walked in during the whole thing, so I don't take it like that, but, my whole life has been public safety, and we did all these upgrades and spent $6 million on this building. I want this done right to where we're not missing stuff or something could happen down the road.
No, absolutely, I appreciate the concern, I'm happy to walk through with you.
Thanks.
All right, is there a motion on change order number 5?
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 5 for more construction for the increase in the amount of $65,297.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 7G, pay request number 9, Jackson Community Center Expansion Project, more construction, in the amount of $380,285. This came from Budget and Finance with a recommendation to approve. And I will make the motion to approve the pay request number 9 for more construction, in the amount of $380,285.
Second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 7H, Resolution 25-15, resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of $3,860,000 general obligation promissory notes, Series 2025A, and the actual issuance is $3,815,000. And we have Mr. Raymer from Ehlers. Would you like to talk through this? Thank you.
This is on? Alrighty. Thank you all for having me here tonight. You should all have our packet, which is the sale day report in front of you. I'm going to go through the first couple of pages, which will hit the highlights of today's sale results. So if you don't recall, the purpose for this was various public purposes, including paying the cost of projects in your capital improvement plan that had street improvement projects, water and sewer projects. And then there's a street project in tax incremental district number 7 and the dog park development as well. In terms of a rating, you did receive an affirmation of your A1 rating, as well as the underwriter purchase bond insurance to add an additional rating of a AA. You did receive 3 bids today, which is always good news. We want to see at least a couple of bids or more, with the low bidder being the BOK Financial Securities out of Milwaukee. If you're asking the question as we go into these competitive sales every time, you know, what's the benefit of issuing these on a competitive basis versus just negotiating directly with an underwriter? The comparison from lowest to highest bid on the middle of the page there provides a little bit of context there, where the difference between the low and high bid today did provide about $90,729 of savings over the term of the loan, just kind of taking the difference in both of those, the low to high bid. So it's always good to kind of bid them competitively and obviously then award to the lowest bidder, provided they've met all the criteria of the financing transaction. We have a few summary results in that table there, but I'll go through it in more detail on the next page. Some notes, as you do have continued paying agent services on your publicly traded debt to make sure that you have timely payments. The notes maturing after 2035 and thereafter are callable, meaning anytime May 1st, 2034, you could prepay that debt either with cash or a tax-exempt refunding. You could always refund it on a taxable basis before that point. Subsequent, though, to bid opening, the issue size was decreased by about $45,000, which I'll get to on the next page. And your closing date when you can expect to receive funds is May 1st. So those funds would be available for the projects. And then we are recommending, as stated at the top of the next page, that you do adopt a resolution awarding the sale of $3,815,000 of the GO promissory notes, Series 2025A. So then to kind of go through some of the notes of how were we able to downsize this, or the bids, et cetera. We kind of have a bulleted item listing there. So I'm not gonna go attachment by attachment to try to realize some efficiency. But here, the couple of attachments that we do have, you have your bid tabulation, which you may recall from prior sales includes a notation of each of the bids received. Table 1 is the capital improvement plan and funding sources. This is just showing a list of projects that are going to be funded by this debt issue. This will be important moving forward to understand what was the budget for these projects per the financing. But understand, as general obligation promissory notes, you are able to navigate to other public purposes as necessary. Should project bids come in under or over, it gives you that financial flexibility issued as notes. Table 2, the financing plan sources and uses, is just a comparison of sale day events from our pre-sale estimates. Primarily there, we were able to downsize the borrowing by $45,000 because you did receive a premium on a set of the maturities, meaning that they're paying you for higher coupons upfront for those higher coupons. So you're able to downsize by about $45,000 there. In addition, understand that they did take that bond insurance. So if you're looking at the cost of issuance there, that's an added cost of $13,200, but they package it within their premium, so it's paid by the premium, but understand the difference between pre-sale to sale. We don't know at pre-sale whether or not the underwriter will take bond insurance, so we don't size that in initially. That said, all in all, able to downsize by $45,000. Good news. Table 3, you were able overall to lower the total debt service from our pre-sale estimates to today's results by $145,000. So about $45,000 relative to the principal, about $100,000 relative to the interest. Primarily there is we have a conservative estimate and in terms of the passage of time before our pre-sale estimates to today to say what we expect you'll get in the market. While the market continued to move up, it did not move up in the exact manner as prescribed in our pre-sale estimates. So there we had about 4.6 of an estimated true interest costs, and you're at 4.4. So hence the difference and lower interest costs over the life of the loan. In terms of impact, table 4 would show you the financing plan impact there. So a sample taxpayer on a TID-out equalized value basis for just the levy purposes of the financing, right? The tax incremental district will pay its own way. The water and sewer utilities will pay their own way, but for the levy purposes, over the 20 years, that sample taxpayer would pay about $628. So that's over 20 years. Again, that's not every year. In terms of we did have a second table to just continue the message of the long-term planning that you're doing. So if you're kind of wanting to keep a prize there, the simple message is it was lower than our estimates, so overall it's going to be lower. We don't change the future financings portion on sale day. We would do so through future financial management planning exercises. Table 6 is your general obligation debt capacity analysis, which provides based off of the sale results. Here we're just $45,000 to the better in terms of lower principal. You'll be at 39% of the statutory limit and 65% of your policy limit. And then table 7 is the same general obligation debt capacity analysis with the future financings as well. There you reach a maximum of 47% of your statutory limit and 79% of your policy limit. So well within both limitations there. We did attach as well the rating report, hence why it's a little thicker. But because that's about a 12-page document at the end. I did want to highlight 2 of the items within that report. They always provide a section on what could lead to a downgrade, what could lead to an upgrade. They could lower the rating if there's a reduction of fund balance. Of course, that makes sense, and hence why we do the long-range planning. We'd like to have a good mix of cash and debt to fund projects and understand we want to preserve that fund balance for the unknowns that may happen. In addition to that, if you did have larger increases in your long-term liabilities ratio, basically what they're saying there is don't take out an excessively more amount of debt than your kind of future planning shows. So right now, right, we're $45,000 to the better with today's sale results to that number. And then what could lead to an upgrade there is basically they say sustained maintenance of available fund balance. So that's saying if you were able to increase that amount in the state of Wisconsin, it's pretty hard to do that under levy limits, and not being able to adjust revenues per se to combat inflation as they are not directly correlated. And then as well as, managing, that long-term liabilities ratio and getting that below 300% there. What I would say is just kind of continued management of long-term planning. If new projects come on, look to identify, can we move these to other years where we're not taking out as much debt, trying to keep that ratio stable. So these are all things we're kind of managing within the context of the long-term planning when we get to those meetings during your budget season. And then at the end, the last page, we did provide kind of a graph of an index of similarly rated issuances within the market. So 20-year debt at an A1 rating, and you basically fell right on top of that index because you are A1. So there I'd say obviously we have a 3-year trend of kind of climbing out of the COVID valley, if you will, of low interest rates. So continued exercise, monitor the markets. We've had a lot of volatility the past couple of weeks, obviously, as most of you may know if you've paid attention to the news. That said, we'll kind of see where this continues to lead munis and advise kind of as more information comes out. With that, I'll take any questions. Otherwise, again, I'd advise that the motion be for $3,815,000 and not what's on the agenda, only because we get our results midday.
Any questions? If there's no questions, I'll look for a motion on resolution 25-15 for the revised amount of $3,815,000.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 25-15, resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of $3,815 for general obligation promissory notes Series 2025A.
Second.
Would you change it to $3,815,000?
What's this?
Oh, you said 815, so
Oh, sorry.
that's, just wanted to make sure.
Yes,
we're clear.
$3,815,000.
Thank you. A motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And I will sign off on the bid forms here. Thank you. All right, we will move to agenda item 8A, Plan Commission, review of certified survey map for parcel V3_008700K and parcel V3_007900Y for Ditmar Properties LLC. This came from Plan Commission with a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the certified survey map for parcel V3008700K and parcel V3007900Y for Ditmar Properties LLC.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 8B, ordinance 25-03, rezoning of parcel V3_008700K and a portion of parcel V3_007900Y for Ditmar Properties LLC. Came from Plan Commission with a recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 25-03, rezoning of parcel V3008700K and a portion of parcel V3007900Y, Ditmar Properties LLC.
I'll second.
We have a motion second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 8C, conditional use request and site plan review, N171 W21860 Camus Court, designed to construct. Came from Plan Commission with a recommendation to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit and site plan review for N171W21860 Camus Court for design to construct. For staff comments.
Second.
A motion second. Any further discussion? Yes.
One clarification I want to bring forward, and then I can yield back to the body and Colin, is that one term of the suggested terms and conditions had to do with the vegetative buffer, whereby the Plan Commission found it important to augment it, and a revised landscaping plan was submitted then between the Plan Commission and the Village Board. Colin, did you have any follow-up or comment regarding that changed plan set?
The buffering landscape plan, if you will, that you have in front of you is actually a second iteration. They had submitted a very minimal plan to me, and so I basically rejected it and asked them to increase the density of it. So I think what you have before you will certainly serve the purpose of providing that visual buffer, albeit after a number of years after the vegetation has had a chance to establish.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 9, West Bend School District Report.
No new updates.
All right. Agenda item number 10, Washington County Board Report. I have a report here from Supervisor Schwab. At its monthly meeting on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025, the Washington County Board will be discussing the following items that may be of interest to the Village of Jackson. 2025 Resolution 5, urging Governor Evers and the Wisconsin legislators to support the county clerks or county courts at sufficient levels. 2025 Resolutions 6 through 10, various resolutions authorizing the Washington County Geographic Information Systems Department to provide GIS services to the towns of Kewaskum and West Bend and the villages of Germantown, Kewaskum, and Richfield as part of the Washington County Shared Revenue Grant Program. 2025 Resolution 11, authorizing the carryover of funds from budget year 2024 into 2025 to cover the costs of ongoing projects. 2025 Resolution 12, reviewing the capital improvement plan for future years. 2025 Resolution 13, discontinuing ownership of excess right-of-way and quitclaim the ownership to adjacent landowners. 2025 Ordinance 1, consider parking prohibition on County Highway W. And 2025 Ordinance 2, considering an ordinance amending sections 15-3, 70-3, and 70-13 of the county code relating to the powers and duties of the board chairperson and the county executive and the duties of the county clerk. So that is the Washington County Board update. Agenda item 11, Greater Jackson Business Alliance.
No report.
All right. Agenda item 12, Mid-Marine Municipal Association report. The next legislative meeting will be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The topic is local board development, focusing on rules for virtual board participation and communicating via social media. The speaker is Washington County Clerk Ashley Reichert. The next meeting after that will be Wednesday, May 14th, legislative meeting here at 7 p.m. in Jackson, topic TBD. And beyond that will be the next dinner meeting, Wednesday, May 28th, hosted by the Village of Jackson at our newly remodeled community center. And the speaker will be Tony Heckert, the Government Affairs Director from the Wisconsin League of Municipalities, talking about state legislative update. Agenda item 13, be looking for a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 sub 1 sub e for deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. 19.85 sub 1, sub I, sub G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. And 19.85 sub 1, sub C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the village has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. The closed session is for the following purposes: to discuss TID number 6 and to receive information regarding specific employees, to include the village board, the village administrator. Is there anyone else?
Virtual participation of the village president.
And virtual participation of the village president.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Roll call vote.
Trustee Emmerich,
Aye.
trustee Engelhardt, trustee Krupke,
Aye.
trustee Matter,
Aye.
trustee Wells,
Aye.
trustee Olson.
Aye. All right. We'll go
Motion
into closed
carries.
session.